Hello and welcome to your practice today. This class is going to be a beautiful, slow, grounding flow focused on gratitude. So there'll be a lot of options to reflect on the things in your life and within yourself to be deeply appreciative of. And I hope this can leave you feeling really positive and joyful about this life we get to live. Gratitude is always a good idea, in my opinion. For this class, you don't need too much. I do recommend having a soft, comfortable surface to practice on. And I will give options with yoga blocks today. So if you have two, please bring two. If you have one, that's also great. And if you don't have any, you can use a firm cushion. You can use heavy, firm books or containers. But if you don't have anything, you will be able to get by as well. Let's get started. We'll begin this class lying on our backs in what's called Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclined bound angle. So the soles of the feet come together, knees splay wide. If this isn't comfortable for you, you can lie in a complete shavasana, or the feet can come to the wide edges of the mat, knees knock in towards each other. If you're in Supta Baddha Konasana, tuck the pelvis, slightly lifting the hips so that you can ground the lower back a little bit more. And wherever you are, draw the shoulder blades in towards each other, opening up through the heart. Closing down the eyes if you feel comfortable, or softening the gaze. You might like to bring some touch to the body, maybe a gentle massage and press in through the hips, maybe on the chest, or taking a gentle neck massage, circling through the back sides of the neck, coming up towards the jaw and giving some loving circles. This can be really nice if you're someone like me who clenches with stress. Let that go. Drawing this up towards the temples, underneath the eyes, gently sweeping. And a gentle pressure to the underneath of the eyebrow bone on the inside of the eyes. Drawing that out underneath the eyebrow bone towards the outside of the eyes. A few massages like that. And maybe bring it over the top of the eyebrows, just some gentle sweeps in and out. And then coming down to the insides of the ears. Loving circles there. And then towards the back of the ears. And then down the back of the neck. Take your time to then release your hands. You can bring them towards the body, on the belly or the heart, or open wide, whatever feels most intuitive for you in this moment. And beginning to really connect in with the breath. Noticing where it's landed. Seeing if you can deepen the breath slightly, bring it down into the pit of the belly and then up into the heart as you inhale. And as you exhale, first from the heart and then slowly out the belly. And taking a moment right at the beginning of your practice to just reflect on what you're grateful for in this moment. Maybe it's one thing, maybe it's multiple. Let them come to mind. Let them fill your body. And then let them pass out of your awareness. Draw your hands to the outside of the knees to gently draw them back in towards center. And then from wherever you are, draw the knees in actively towards the chest. flexing through the feet. The knees draw in up towards the armpits. Arms splay out long in a T shape but in line with your shoulders. Inhale, draw in as tight as you can, keeping the lower back planted. And then exhale, knees come over towards the left, finding a twist. Maybe the left hand on the top of the right knee. Maybe your gaze comes over the right arm. Option here to flow the gaze back and forward, flossing through the neck. Keep your breath conscious and slow. Bring the head back to center, extend both arms, and then actively using the core, draw the knees back in towards center. And then inhale, tighten your ball, keeping the back body grounded. Exhale, legs come over towards the right this time, taking any variation you like, maybe taking those neck circles. Head comes back to center, arms long, use the core, bringing the legs back to center. Then you can take a hold on the tops of the shins, taking some rolls side to side, and then eventually up and down the length of the spine. Hands can come behind the thighs, beginning to roll up and down the length of your mat as many times as feels right to you. Have a bit of a play. Then eventually cross the feet, take your time to find your way into a tabletop position. Wrists come under shoulders, knees come under hips here. Peace fingers or pointer fingers point forward, plant down through your knuckles. Inhale, tailbone lifts, belly lowers, chest opens, gaze lifts. Exhale, tailbone tucks under, then you round through the upper back and then the chin tucks towards the chest. Inhale, lifting the tailbone, lower the belly, open the chest. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale, continue in your own time, seeing if you can perhaps close down the eyes and really feel into this movement from the inside. See if you can isolate the vertebrae rolling up the spine. One more round. On your next inhale, come back to a neutral spine, that place in between that flexion and extension. Keep the hips where they are, extend the right leg back behind you. Maybe the heel lifts and maybe the left arm lifts bicep by the ear. You can lower the hand at any time. Inhale, lengthen through the leg and the arm. Exhale, knee to elbow or the chest. Inhale, move as slowly as you can using the whole length of the breath for the movement. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, open. Exhale, last time, knee to elbow or chest. Inhale, open, take your time. Lower the left hand if it's lifted. Send the right leg to twist behind the left. Leg is extended. Gaze comes over the back shoulder. Breathing into the right side of the body. Inhale. Exhale, torso back to center. Begin to release through the calf here with the right knee. You can do some little circles or knead the calf, moving up and down the leg. This can be a really good one if you don't do this very often and you use your calves a lot. Come back to center, right knee under, right hip. Left leg extends now, send the hip up in line with the hip. Keep the left hip drawing down. Right arm can extend if you did on the other side. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, take your time like you're moving through honey, knee to elbow or chest. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Inhale, open up, move as slowly as you can. Exhale, last time. Inhale, open. Lower the right hand. Bring the right toes to the outside of the mat. Drawing your gaze over that right shoulder. Inhale into the left ribs. Exhale back to center, kneading through that right calf with the left knee. Keep your breath slow and even here. Left knee comes back under left hip. Bring the hands, one handstand forward. Shoulders come over the hands. And then elbows graze by the body as you slowly lower down onto your mat. Chest down, forehead down. Come onto the fingertips on the outside of your mat, elbows are high. Press into the tops of the feet. See if you can feel all 10 toes pressing down. Feet can be parallel or toes touching. Press into the hands. Inhale, lift the chest and head, keeping the core engaged and only going as far as you can keep the legs engaged. Exhale, lower down, dynamic cobra. Inhale, open head is the last to lift. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, last time. Elbows stay high, exhale, lower. Send the right arm long in line with your shoulder here. Come onto the fingertips of your left hand like you just did. And then begin to roll over onto the right shoulder. You can bend the knees, bringing them in front of you. Or you might like to keep the right leg extended and bend the left knee over the right, coming a bit further onto the shoulder. And breathing into the back of the heart here. Come back to center, take your time. And then coming straight onto the other side, left arm extends long. Come onto the right fingertips and roll over onto the left hip. Again, knees can be bent or extended, or with the right leg coming over the left. You can bring the temple to the earth or onto a block. Again, sending the breath into the back of the heart space. Rolling back to center. Take another belly back bend. If you do have a sensitive back, come back into that cobra if that felt nice. Forehead comes to the mat. Arms extend out alongside you. Palms down, fingertips extending back towards your feet. Engage through the belly, drawing it up and towards the chest. Inhale, legs lift, arms lift, chest and head lift, locust pose. Active through the limbs, keep the chin tucking gently towards the chest. Check that your legs aren't splaying out too wide and the shoulders are drawing back. Come down at any time or stay for 2 more full breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, release. You can release the shoulders down, come onto one cheek. Maybe you roll the hips side to side, releasing through the lower back. Come onto the other cheek to even out through the neck. Then bring your hands underneath your shoulders, press back into your child's pose. Hips come to heels. Knees can be wide or parallel. Forehead works towards the mat or onto a block. Breathe down into the earth. Feel yourself completely held by this earth beneath you. Melting down. One full breath together. Exhale it wherever it is to empty the lungs. Inhale. Exhale, side out. Begin to walk the hands up towards the torso, sitting up on your heels. If this isn't comfortable, find another seat. We'll be here for a few breaths. Wrap the left elbow underneath the right. From here, you can bring the hands to the outside of your shoulders, giving yourself a little hug. Or you can bring the backs of the palms to touch, or the palms can touch, taking your full eagle wrap. Elbows, wherever you are, draw up towards shoulder height, and the shoulders draw down and away from the ears. Wherever you are, inhale, elbows lift, chest opens, maybe your gaze lifts. Exhale, elbows come towards navel, rounding through the upper spine, chin towards chest. Inhale, open up, little seated cat-cow. Exhale, folding forward, around through the base of the spine. One more like that, inhale. Exhale. Draw the shoulder blades apart at the bottom. Inhale, open up, send the arms wide, palms open, keep the eyes open if you can. Breathe into the heart, melt away your armor. A collective virtual breath together here. Exhale wherever it is. Inhale deep into the heart. Exhale, side out. Now your right elbow comes under the left, coming onto the other side. Again, you can hug behind the shoulders. Backs of the hands touch all the palms of the hands. Shoulders, wherever you are, draw away from the ears. Inhale, open. Exhale, fold it in, round through the spine. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. One more, again, move like you're moving through honey. Exhale, fold. Inhale, open back up. Now the palms come down, open or planted down on the thighs. Close down the eyes. Feel into what you've already created in the body. Watch as energy shifts and moves. And take a moment here to reflect on something in your life that you once dreamed of. Maybe something that you now take for granted. Could be something you dreamed of as a child or only a few years or months ago. And take a moment in complete gratitude that that is now your reality. Could be a friend, a partner, a line of work, a place where you're living. Whatever it is that once seemed far off in the future, that's your present. Open the eyes if they're closed. Begin to walk the hands out, finding your child's pose again. Forehead towards your block on the mat or the mat. You're welcome to roll the forehead side to side. It can feel really, really nice. And then come up onto your hands and knees, plant through the hands, shoulder width or a bit wider. Tuck through the toes, bend the knees, send them up and back, downward facing dog. Bend the knees as much as you need to find length through the spine here. Armpits wrap in towards each other. Draw in the ribs, don't let them poke out. Right knee comes in towards the chest and plants between the hands. You can move them if you need. Lower the back knee, but keep the back toes tucked. Keep the right hip drawing back, left hip drawing forward, inner thighs draw in towards each other. Find your ground. And then inhale, arms rise. Again, ribs draw in, shoulders draw down and away from the ears. Bring your right hand towards your hip. Inhale, lengthen through the left side of the ribs. Exhale, bending over towards the right. Keep engaging, drawing in through the legs to find your balance. Maybe your gaze comes under the left armpit. Inhale, breathe into the left ribs. Exhale, maybe bend a little deeper. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back. Twisting from the belly. See how much length you can find between the fingertips here. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, find your eagle wrap. Left arm wraps under right. Again, you can hug behind the shoulders or find whichever variation of the arms that suits you. Find your gaze in front of you between the arms. Inhale, lift through the chest. Try to keep the lower spine fairly still here, just working through the upper back, the thoracic. Exhale, round, elbows towards the navel. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Keep the lower belly drawing in. Inhale, open. One more round. Inhale, open, and release the arms up above the head. Exhale, begin to straighten through the right leg, toes up towards the face. Fingertips can come to the earth or onto a block or blocks. Lengthen through the spine here, Ardha Hanumanasana. Long line from the hips out the crown of the head. If you need to draw the front heel forward, that's completely okay. Draw the right hip back, left hip forward. Breathe into the back of the leg, creating space. Bend through the front knee. Plant the hands, lift the back knee, step back, downward facing dog. One full breath here, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, left knee towards the chest, and then plant the foot between the hands, lower the back knee, keep the toes planted. Inhale, arms rise after you've found your grounding. Inner thighs draw in towards each other. Fingertips are active. Left hand comes towards the hip. Inhale, lengthen through the right side body. Exhale, bending over towards the left. Find somewhere still in front of you to gaze at. Maybe gaze comes under the right arm. Keep drawing the ribs and lower belly in, protect that lower back. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist right arm forward, left arm back. Find space between the fingertips, opening through the chest, finding the twist from the center of the belly. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, eagle wrap. Right elbow under left, find your variation. Shoulders away from the ears, inhale. Exhale, round, seeing if you can keep the lower spine as still as possible. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round. Inhale, open, keep pressing down through the legs and the feet. Exhale, round last time. Inhale, open, release the arms. And exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana, extending the left leg long. Toes point up towards the face. Left hip draws back, right hip draws forward. Spine is long from the hips out the crown of the head. bend through the front knee, frame the front foot, lift the back knee, and step back, downward facing dog. Bring your gaze up between the hands, gentle bend through the knees as you take some baby steps forward into your Uttanasana forward fold. Hands can be on blocks, a chair. You can bring the elbows to the thighs, hands in prayer. Or you can let the head and neck hang heavy, gaze between the legs behind you. Bending the knees as much as you need here to release through the lower back. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips to shins, thighs or the mat. Shoulders draw back towards you, gaze is down. Exhale, fold. Inhale, take your time, arms rise, torso lifts. Urdhva Hastasana, hands can plant together. Maybe gaze lifts. Exhale, hands through heart before they come by your sides into your Tadasana mountain pose. Lift the toes, feel the arches of the feet lift, and slowly plant them back down one at a time, grounding down through all four corners of the feet. Shoulders roll back and down towards the waist. Maybe your eyes flutter closed. You're welcome to bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Again, tapping into gratitude. This time reflecting on something in your life now that won't last forever. That you'll look back on in a few weeks, months, years, as a moment in time. Let yourself really appreciate the joy, the safety in your life that's passing. Release the hands from the body, flutter the eyes open. Inhale, arms rise. Maybe gaze lifts. Exhale, take your time moving through honey. Appreciate this moment. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take a big step back with your left foot. Plant through the feet. Keep the back toe tucked. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back, twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, find your eagle, wrap left arm under right. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, round. Just one round this time. Inhale, open. Release the arms, arms rise. Exhale, lengthen through the front legs. Send the arms back or fingertips to the earth. If you have this arrowhead through the arms, shoulders draw away from the ears, palms face down. Wherever you are, then bring your left fingertips or palm down to plant onto the earth and find a twist. Right arm sends up, opening the chest. This is a strong one, so stay with it, breathe. Then lift the left knee, take a moment, and then take your time twisting over towards the other side of your mat, bending into the left knee, finding your high skandasana, hands to heart. The right foot can be planted down or lifted up onto the heel. Breathe, lengthen through the spine, open the chest. And then turn to face the back edge of your mat, finding your warrior one. Left foot can heel toe towards the outside of your mat, and right foot can come on a 45-degree angle. Maybe it comes in a little bit further. Inhale, arms rise. Chest is drawing open towards that front edge, and the left hip is working towards, drawing in line with the right. Inhale. Exhale. Straighten your front knee. Hands can come to hips, or you can take a hold of opposite elbows behind the back. Keep drawing those pokey ribs in here, shoulders draw back. Plant firmly through all four corners of both feet. And here the right hip really draws forward in line with the left. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, keep that length as you begin to hinge forward from the hips. If you ever feel your upper body slouching in, come a bit higher. Keep pressing through the feet. Take your time to really be curious about what's available to you in this posture, pyramid pose. If you'd like, you're welcome to bring the fingertips onto the earth, blocks a chair. If your torso does find the front of the thigh, then you can release the head and neck. Otherwise, keep length out of the crown. 3 full breaths here. Keep engaging through the core, drawing the lower belly in. Bend through the front knee, release the arms if you have them coming up. Warrior 1. Exhale, plant the palms and bring the right foot forward to meet the left, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, open the chest. Exhale, big step back with the right leg. Lower the back knee, keep the toes tucked. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, twist right arm forward, left arm back, find space in the chest between the fingertips. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, eagle wrap, right arm under left. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Release the arms. Exhale, half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana, arrowhead the arms or fingertips to the earth. Left hip draws back, right hip forward. Plant the right fingertips or palm and the left arm draws up, twist. Plant the right hand, if it isn't already, lift the back knee. Stay, breathe. Twisting open, high skandasana, hands to heart, generous bend into that right leg. Opening up through the inside of the left hip. Inhale into the heart. Exhale, warrior 1. Front of your mat. Find your stance. Nice and wide here. Shoulders draw down, generous bend through that front knee above the front heel. Hands can come to hips, or they can clasp opposite elbows. Straighten through the front knee. Lower belly draws in. Relieve through the lower back. Inhale. Exhale, begin to hinge forward, keeping length through the spine. The hips out of the crown of the head, one long line. Again, use any props you need, and if your torso does find the front of the thigh, you're welcome to fold. This is a strong one. Breathe into the back. Feel the strength of your legs and the muscles of the spine. One more full breath. Inhale. Exhale, sigh. Inhale, bend through the front knee, release the arms, warrior 1. Exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot to meet the right. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to plant the hands, and then take as many steps back as you'd like into your downward facing dog. Or if it's in your practice, you're welcome to take a flow. Inhale. Exhale, side out. From here, right heel lifts, keeping the hips in line like we did earlier. Then right knee draws up towards the right wrist
Gently lower the shin, and you can swing the right foot out so that the ankle is in line with the left wrist. It doesn't have to be parallel with the front of the mat. From here, extend the back leg long. Or if this is quite strong for your knees, you're also welcome to bend the back knee coming onto the right hip in this 90-90 angle with the hips, with the legs. Wherever you are, inhale to open through the chest. Exhale, you're welcome to stay or maybe fold using any props to support you. Let yourself become passive here. Breathe into sensation. Inhale, lifting back up, opening the torso. If you have the back knee bent, come back to planting through the back toes and step back wherever you are into your downward facing dog. Armpits drawn in. Feel the difference between the hips, maybe rocking side to side. And then when you're ready, left heel lifts, keeping the hips in line. And then the knee draws towards the wrist, ankle in line with the right wrist. Again, you're welcome to sit over onto that left foot or extend that right leg out long. Otherwise, finding that 90-90, turning the chest forward though, and then folding over to wherever feels comfortable for you. Use the props to support your forehead or your hips. Take a moment here to reflect on something in your life now that you were given, that you don't necessarily deserve, but that is something positive. We often complain about the things that happen to us that are negative, that we don't deserve. But we ignore those things that we get that we don't deserve, that are good. Maybe that's shelter, a loving home. Maybe it's a working body, breath. Something that you didn't have to work for, that you were simply given, and that adds to your life in some way. Breathe into that. Inhale, lifting up. You're welcome to sit over onto your left hip if you're in full pigeon. And wherever you are, send the legs forward. Bring the hips forward so you have space behind you to roll down. And bring the block to the center of your mat so you can reach it. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, take your time, rolling one vertebrae at a time to find your way onto your back. Then from here, heels draw in towards the hips, knees up, legs parallel. Draw the shoulders in towards each other, opening through the heart like we did at the beginning. Lift the hips and then bring your block on whichever height suits you. I'd recommend staying away from the third height. Bring it underneath the sacrum, where the lower back and the hips meet, not under the lower back or not under the hips on their own. From here, you can stay breathing into the heart and the belly, or you might like to extend the legs long. If at any time you feel any pinching sensation through the lower back, just come out of it or bend the knees. Notice how much your body does for you, both when you ask it to and when you don't. How when you're not thinking about it, your body is breathing. It's digesting food. It's making your heart beat. Your brain is processing memories, sensory input, sounds. Our bodies are so complex, and all they do is work for us to survive and thrive. That deserves deep appreciation and love. Taking a deep breath as a love note back to your body. Inhale. Exhale softly. Draw the knees back up, planting the feet if they're not already. And then gently lifting the hips, placing the block to your side. You shouldn't need it again. Lower the hips down. Take a moment with the lower back neutral to notice the effects of the back bend settling in your body. Notice the practice beginning to integrate. Notice how your heart is feeling, maybe a little bit warmer, sweeter than at the beginning of practice. Draw the knees in towards the chest, massaging the spine, sending it love through the earth. And then again, like you did at the beginning of practice, taking a twist, but this time one of your choosing. You can keep both knees bent, or maybe you keep the right knee bent, extend the left leg long. Whatever you'd like, sending the legs or the leg over towards the left. Seeing if you can keep the right shoulder grounded even as you extend the arm long. Maybe your gaze comes over the extended arm, bringing the twist into the neck. And take this time to focus all of your attention on your breath. Coming back to center and in your own time, making your way over onto the other side, moving slowly with intention, feeling into every little shift in the body as you move. And when you land, again landing into the breath. And again in your own time, when you feel called, coming back to center, maybe draw the knees in towards the chest for a moment. And then eventually extending the legs out long, feet split out wide, finding your shavasana. No effort is in the body. Shoulder blades draw in towards each other, palms are open. You can starfish through the body, take up space. Maybe you place a piece of clothing or an eye pillow over the eyes. Settle in, get soft, get heavy. You are completely held here. Begin to remember and feel into the feeling of yourself as a child. Pick any age to tap into. And just see if you can imagine what it felt like to be in that body. To experience what you experienced. What sensations did you feel? How did it feel to have your feet, your legs, your belly, your chest, your shoulders and arms, your hands and your 10 fingers, your neck, your whole head. How did it feel to have those eyes, that nose, mouth, and ears? Begin to allow memories of this age pass by in your mind, as if you're watching a slideshow. What did you see? What were the smells of your childhood? The tastes and the sounds. Really feel that as if it's happening now. Allow it to pass by through the body and the mind, evenly and smoothly. Begin to watch as memories of joy arise in the mind. They can be from that age, or begin to imagine as they continue towards your age now. Memories of pure joy, connection, fun. Maybe you let a smile come to your face. Allow yourself to remember times of friendship. Memories of family throughout your life, passing by. No need to be attached. Just watch them and feel into them a little bit. Memories of pride for yourself or for others. Memories of feeling generous and giving. Passing by through the mind are memories of learning, where you felt in awe of something you learnt or saw. Memories of adventure, of travel. Memories of play where you couldn't care less what you looked like, what other people thought of you, where you were just having pure fun. Allow all of these moments to pass through the mind freely, without judgment. Recognize that all of this happened within the body you're in now. No matter how it's grown and shifted, this is all within you. Allow yourself to melt into gratitude, bathing in it, vibrating with love, joy, appreciation. I'll guide you out of your shavasana when it's time. Begin to draw your attention back into the body. Breathing first into the heart. Feeling its warmth. letting that vibrate out and fill the rest of the body, moving into your extremities. Maybe they begin to move, wriggling the fingers and toes with complete gratitude. Noticing how they move and how they feel with a sense of curiosity and wonder, as if you're moving for the first time in your life. Slowly making the movements a little bit bigger, maybe a stretch overhead, and taking your time, keeping everything slow, present. Take your time to come up into a comfortable seat of your choosing. You can sit cross-legged or on your shins, whatever feels good for you for the last few moments of this practice. Begin to rub the hands together, creating some heat. And then folding the left hand over the heart, the right palm stacks on top. Breathe into this space. Take this final moment in gratitude for yourself, for showing up, for carving out the time and space to build a greater sense of joy and connectivity to yourself. And finally, gratitude for this ancient practice, giving us the tools to remember and return to what it feels like to be truly connected to ourself and source. Taking one final virtual breath together from the heart. Inhale. Exhale. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste. Thank you so much. I do recommend at the end of this session taking time to maybe journal any reflections that have come up, or just a gratitude list. Expressing it out on paper is so powerful, and it can feel really good to just write out all of the things that you've realized you can be grateful for in this life through this practice today. So please do enjoy that, or otherwise enjoy the rest of your day or night. I'll see you soon.